Hello everyone, thanks for joining us today. My name is Jenny. I'm a part of the education team at Medit. Nice to meet you everyone. Today we have Dr. Kim, who is a master in digital workflow, especially with Medit apps and 3D printing works. Thank you for being here, Dr. Kim.
Hi Jenny and welcome everyone. It is such a pleasure to be here again. I hope today's webinar to be an interesting presentation for you all.
Today, he's going to give us a lecture about immediate restoration with modified Maryland bridge. So you all might know what is Maryland bridge, but today's one is going to be the modified Maryland bridge. So doctor, can you tell us some contents that you're going to discuss with us today?
Yes, of course. I'm going to talk about how to restore an anterior tooth right after extraction. Anterior teeth are so important for our aesthetic appearance in daily life. There are so many types of provisional restorations such as partial denture, flippers, immediate abutment crown, etc. However, today I'm going to share the easiest way to restore anterior teeth using Medit CAD.
Yes, I agree that aesthetics are more important than anything. It would be actually impossible to live our daily life without anterior teeth. So Dr. Kim will share his clinical experiences with us today. Okay, right after the lecture is done, we are going to have the Q&A session. So we've already collected all the questions through the email in advance. So we will cover those questions. And while watching the webinars, if you have any questions, simply go to the chat box and write down. Then we'll reply you back with your registered email. And if you have any further questions or feedback, please feel free to contact us meditedu@medit.com. And for more clinical videos, or if you would like to watch the previous webinar, you can visit our YouTube channel. And also there is an official training platform. Videos are listed up according to the curriculums, and you can obtain the summarized text files. And the amazing thing is that it's all for free. So you can utilize our platform to enhance your knowledge regarding the student history. Okay, shall we begin now?
In this lecture, I'm going to talk about 3D printed Maryland bridge with Medit software. I'm going to use newly released Medit ClinicCAD app to design Maryland bridge. First of all, I'm going to do virtual tooth extraction. Execute Medit Design app. Select Scan Data for maxilla and mandible. Go to Edit mode. Click the button of Select Individual Teeth in Delete feature. Select the tooth that you are going to extract. Do the deletion. Perform the hole filling feature. Increase the hole size until the extraction socket is colored yellow. To design with the ideal shape, it is important to think about the angulation of the remaining part when doing the hole filling. You have to consider about the direction to eliminate residual parts. Select the brush tool and trim around the extracted tooth. Fill the hole again. Still, it is not enough to reproduce the extraction socket area. In this case, you can use bridge function. Add the bridge to express the curved area and deep socket. Again, the angulation is important in a bridge case. The angulation tends to be more flat when you thicken the bridge width. Fill the hole by using hole filling feature. I will show you a comparison of the result when I just fill it. When I trim around and fill it, and when I use the bridge feature to fill it. Next, let's design measurement bridge. I will start by illustrating the design overview. If you position the margin to the contact area of the adjacent teeth, you will find the design of the laminate until here. But if you extend the marginal line by passing the contact area to the lingual side, you can obtain a shape of the laminate veneer just like this, and connect with the pantic to make a bridge. The area on the left side of the connector is more vulnerable to fracture due to its smaller connected area compared to that of the right side. In order to design a laminate bridge in ClinicCAD, you need to have a right order sheet. You will be able to notice a problem if you order with crown bridge. That's why you must put the order as a copying bridge. Run the ClinicCAD. Select the prepared data module. Switch the scan data for the maxilla to the pre-op data. Put the virtual extracted scan data to the maxilla data. Before we get started, let me preface this process by saying that this isn't a measurement bridge specific workflow, so there is a problem with setting the insertion direction. Draw margin of the adjacent teeth. I said that placing the margin on the buccal side will make the connection thinner. Let's show you what that looks like first. When you connect the last point of the margin, the insertion direction is automatically generated based on the shape of the margin. In this case, it will be buccal. This insertion direction also affects the gingival side of the panic, so it needs to be modified to the occlusal side to some extent. However, there is a limit to how much you can modify the insertion direction, so you can't do it all at once. In this case, you can go to the next step and come back and make one more correction. I'm going to adopt library tools to copy it too. Click the copy mirror function, show the pre-op scan data. Select the tooth and then press the apply button. Position copied tooth by considering adjacent teeth, the gingival line. Moving on to the next step, the inner surface, margin, and outer facing library will be combined to reflect the insertion direction. Use the sculpting tool to edit the shape. Trim the gingiva of the Japonic to fit. Make it connected by clicking Next. As a result, the right connection looks thinner and more at risk of fracture. Let's go back and edit the margin line lingually. As I mentioned before, by placing a margin on the lingual side beyond the contact point, you can reinforce the weak connection. To increase the strength of your printed prosthesis, I recommend changing the following settings. Go to parameter settings and increase the minimum thickness in the inner surface setting to a maximum value of 0.7 millimeters. Also modify the area of the coping connection in the outer surface setting to maximum value of 15 square millimeters. Let's do the same for the rest of the process. You will be able to find the difference when extending the margin to the lingual area. Compared to the previous result, we have prostheses with much stronger connections and thickness. There are several things to be cautious about. There could be a difference of fracture resistance according to the printing direction. On the left, the label side is oriented toward the floor to minimize the height of the output. The right side has the incisor edge toward the floor. On the left, the force is applied in the direction of slicing plane. The right is when the force is applied perpendicular to the slicing plane. Fractures are usually more likely to occur in the direction of slicing plane due to errors such as air bubbles between slices. Let's try slicing. When we slice, it will look like this. When you print it with a horizontal position like the left, a weak part of the connector can be easily fractured because it will create a vertical lines. I will show you a fracture case. Fractures occurs at the weak connection. In order for a measurement bridge to last as long as you want it to, it's very important to build it strong and cement it properly. Extract the tooth number 11 which has some mobility. Place an implant by using surgical guide. Connect the healing abutment. Check the fit of the provisional measurement bridge. Do the exit etching and light cure the adhesive resin. Sandblast inner surface of the laminate and then do the sealant treatment. Apply floor resin as a cement. Position over the tooth and remove the excessive resin. Light polymerize for the sufficient time to make the resin to be cured perfectly. I use a high-power light curing unit while applying air. Check the occlusion and finish it. Additionally, you can increase the resin adhesion with hydrophilic acid surface treatment when cementing to a ceramic prosthesis. I will show you the process of removing the resin without damaging the tooth. The perfect scenario might be the bridge falls out after 2 months like this. If it is bonded to a ceramic prosthesis, as in this case, it is easy to remove. Long edentulous prostheses often fracture earlier than expected. Use greenstone to reduce the thickness of the resin laminate. Spray water or blow air at this time. Remove the thinned resin with the sickle. Use the silicone tool to further reduce the thickness. Scrape the thinned resin with the sickle. Repeat the same operation to finish.
Thank you for sharing all your tips with us, Dr. Kim. I'm sure many clinicians got the idea of restoring aesthetic area. Let's move on to the Q&A session.
Question number 1. Is there any clinical tip to increase resin adhesion over the enamel layer?
You don't need to worry when you just follow the conventional way of resin cementation. Here's a quick refresher on the cementing method I mentioned earlier. Do the exit etching and light cure the adhesive resin. Sandblast the inner surface of the laminate and then do the sealant treatment. Light polymerize for the sufficient time to make the resin to be cured perfectly.
Question number 2. Why don't you attach the prosthesis at the lingual side just as the general mill and bridge?
For the maxilla, the fabrication is done on the buccal side to avoid the occlusal points and get enough bonding area.
Question number 3. How many pontics do you think is the maximum when restoring with modified mill and bridge?
In my experience, I think it can handle up to 3 to 4 panics.
Question number 4. How do you refine the margin of the dental laminate when you attach it over preoperative teeth?
After doing the virtual tooth extraction, you can draw the margin line. To learn how to do, see the previous section. I think that the virtual tooth extraction function will be soon automated in Medit Clinic Hand app.
The last question. What is the minimum thickness of the dental laminate when you're applying it over preoperative teeth?
Let's summarize what we've learned so far. For sufficient strength of the Maryland bridge, you need to consider the following. First, the laminate must have a thickness of at least 0.7 millimeters. This is reflected by increasing the minimum thickness to the maximum value in the parameter settings. Secondly, the connections should be designed to be thicker. This is easily expressed by extending the laminate margin line lingually. The third is on vertical printing direction, which will help prevent it from breaking easily. The fourth is a strong resin bond. Finally, let's add the choice of suitable 3D printing material and sufficient post-curing.
All right, that's all about it for today. You'll be able to watch this webinar on our YouTube channel and Medit Academy shortly. We would appreciate your feedback, and if you have any questions, please contact us meditedu@medit.com. Thank you for being here, Dr. Kim.
Thanks everyone for joining us today. I will come back with more interesting and useful topics next time. See you at our next webinar. Bye.
Bye.